Just want to remind everybody that all Township Council meetings will be audio and videotaped. They'll be shown on the Township of Ocean's Community Cable Channel, Channel 22 on Verizon Fios, and Channel 77 on Cablevision. Roll call, please.
Mayor Nakatani?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Fisher?
Here.
Council members Achara?
Here.
Kaplan? Here.
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied, and a copy of the annual notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster posted in Town Hall following the office of the municipal clerk on December 14th, 2023. Let's start off with our engineer. Go for it, Greg.
Okay. Go to project. The first one is the road program. It's ongoing. There's about 5 roads that we didn't reach because of the weather. We're kind of shutting it down. Contractor wants to start a couple other roads. I don't know your feelings on that. We got a couple cul-de-sacs. He wanted to go in and do the concrete work now, and then he would patch the pavement next to the curb. And but the road would not get paved. It looked very similar to Shadow Lawn. We went and all the concrete work was done. The road wasn't paved. I didn't particularly want him to tear any more roads up. It's not going to save us any time in the spring. It's just going to give him something to do.
Right.
So I kind of told him I didn't want him doing that, but I think it's just fewer people will complain with the disturbances that we'll have over the winter.
Okay.
They were milling Surrey Lane today, in Wayside.
Surrey and Wayside?
Yeah, over by Blair Court. I got stuck in it.
That might be the gas company. The gas company's
Okay.
paving 2 roads over
Okay.
that side of town.
Yeah, it was like a big
Half
machine
width.
taking it out.
Yeah, they're paving 2 half-widths.
Okay.
On that
All
side
right.
of town.
Got it.
24 road program, is authorized to proceed with that one. Also had a meeting with Ricky to talk to him about, see if we can get any additional funding for the road program a little bit to bump it up so we can start catching up with some of these roads that need some additional monies to get them done. And he said he would look at it. Like, obviously, you'll be going over the budget with him sometime later next year. Next one is Kepwell Park, getting quotes for the demo of the house and the pool. So I'm getting, Ricky's already authorized me with the funding. We have that in place to take the house down. So I'm gonna get quotes from contractors to take it down and also the asbestos inspection. So those will be for the next meeting. We'll probably get that authorized.
I gotta ask, where's that fund, is that budget funding or is it open space funding?
Open space.
Okay.
That's what Ricky told me.
Alright. Good start.
Next one is the sidewalk crossing. We're waiting for Ricky for the funding. We have to get another permit, the flood hazard permit for that sidewalk. Remember, by the guardrail on Whale Pond?
Yes.
We got the permit. They want me to get a flood hazard area permit, which is kind of a silly thing, but we have to do that. So there's additional fees. I gotta get that money authorized by Ricky before I go and spend it. So that will be done relatively quickly once we get the money authorized. Next one is the Fireman's Pond dredging. There's no change in that. We're still waiting for the DEP permit. Everything's been submitted. The mayor and Dave are gonna have a meeting next week with the county commissioner to see what we can work out with them, what they're gonna do for us to help us out with the dredging and the transportation and the silt for that, and the disposals.
And to follow up on that one, I met with Don Brockle and John Moore from Asbury Park in regard to the project that's supposed to take place up in Seaview Square, which I believe they're still waiting on the DEP approvals and permits on that piece up there, which is a big project that will affect everything downstream. So it's obviously imperative that that gets done first before we start looking down. I know we were looking at trying to do some fixing in Terrace Pond, which is what Dave's working on, and we're gonna work with Commissioner Director Arnone and us in trying to get something together so that we can do something to alleviate some of the stress out there. But to do it properly, we have to really wait until we get that, I guess, that silt filtration system that's gonna be put up there. So it's important. And one more thing that you pointed out when we met, I believe it was last year, all the requirements before we even do the dredging now in these areas is we have to put in those, what are those things called when you where the water comes in? They're actually filtration areas that are where the water comes into that particular pond.
Like a sediment basin.
Yeah, like sediment, which I think is a great idea that the requirement is there. This way we can clean out the sediment basin as opposed to having to do this over and over and over again. It's a great idea, and it'll help out the lakes.
Yeah, just have to stay vigilant on cleaning out the sediment basins, but it's a lot easier because you know they're there.
Yep.
Easier portion to access.
Yeah.
Mayor just talked about Terrace Pond. Snell's Pond is the same. We're waiting for some 4 more residents to sign off on those applications. Lollipop Pond, we're just waiting to, for the funding for the bridge. We're working that out. That'll be part of your next year's budget. The dredging, I'm waiting for the state to get back to me whether we can spend any of that money on the testing of the soils, which I'm hoping we can. Because the dredging portion of the testing of the soils and getting the, all through the lab work is a rather big number for us to, so we're trying to get that paid through the grant that the Assemblywoman got us.
Okay.
1515 Logan Same, we're just waiting for DEP approval. Bimbler, we talked last week about
Can I, how long has that been in?
probably 6 to 8 weeks. 1515 Logan?
Yeah.
We were going back and forth. I think it's been about 4 to 6 weeks since we submitted the last portion of information to them.
Excuse me.
So we got feelers out. I've talked to the guy, one of my guys, and we got feelers into them trying to get the answer to see how much longer it's gonna be. We just called them today, so hopefully we'll know in a couple days. Bimbler on the Colonial Terrace, I don't know what the committee's called. They have
They want a meeting with you.
yeah, and I'm gonna meet with them in January.
Okay, can you just tell them that, because they keep reaching out and asking
Yeah.
for a date for their meeting, so they could tell their people that they have a meeting on the calendar.
Yeah, I didn't want to meet because I don't know if anybody's gonna go with me.
Oh.
But I will meet with them sometime in January. I think it's just too crowded right now to do it now in a rush, but sometime early January.
Okay.
I'll reach out to them probably tomorrow.
Great.
I'll be in the office tomorrow, so I'll reach out and tell them
Thank you.
sometime in January. I'll let everybody know the date in case you want to come.
Thanks.
The crosswalk at Sunset and Maple, that was where we were gonna paint stripe, the crosswalk's already there. That paint striping hasn't been done. I kind of put the kibosh on that for right now. It's too cold, the pavement's too cold, and I don't need that pulp peeling off. If we get a warm stretch, the striper has been authorized to do it if it gets above 50. So if it gets, we get a couple warm days, that'll probably go in. If not, that'll be going in the springtime. The trail on Roller Road to Sunset is completed, that we're gonna be going back and filing for our reimbursement to the state for that. So that paperwork's being done now.
Why, I'm sorry, did I miss it? Why was the state paying for that? That's good? but-
Yeah, that was state funded,
Oh,
yeah, so now we just gotta,
Nice.
yeah,
I didn't realize.
with supplemental funding.
Cool,
Yeah, that was a quick hit for us, that was nice.
nice.
Because that was been on our books for several years, and
Yeah.
the opportunity came up and we got money from the senator,
Cool.
so, yeah. DPW facility, that's ongoing, the wetlands and all that, and additional testing is currently being done. Kramer Court Bridge, that's done. The only thing I'm waiting on is, I want to wait a little longer to see if, when the days are the longest, which is like the next week, because the solar lights that are on that bridge that were put in, they put on little solar lights, and I want to wait to see if that will last through the night with the solar charge that they get in a day, because I'm concerned if it doesn't, it's going to be dark, so we're going to have to put the conventional light that we always planned on putting in. But since they put it in, we'll take a look at it. I'm also waiting, Green Acres seems to be okay with our trails and location across the Blue Acres property. Just waiting for Blue Acres to get back to us. Green Acres is talking to them internally about it. So that should be coming up probably by next month.
The solar lights, they never said what the charge would be, the length.
No, we
Estimated.
didn't put them in. The synagogue people put them in, and I don't even know what kind of, but they put them rather close, which it lights it up pretty nice, but I just want to make sure.
How long
the
they
charge-
last, okay.
Yeah, because the last thing we need is that to be dark in the middle of the night and not, and have a problem. What do we get next here? The stream cleaning in West Allenhurst. I sent a letter to get, we've had a couple internal meetings. We have a project status meeting, and we've talked about, we've got the DPW's got that piece of equipment in to desnag the stream corridor. So the piece that we didn't own between Washington and Holly Terrace, I sent a letter a couple days ago to that property owner to get permission to go on their property to clean out that portion of the stream corridor. So we clean that out. That'll get us from Holly Terrace to Washington, which is where a majority of the flooding is occurring in that area when the flow isn't going through the stream corridor. And then the next piece will be from Holly Terrace to the west. That's a little more difficult because a lot more backyards, a little more condensed area. But we're trying to do everything we can to increase the flow capabilities over there, just from natural, blockages and stuff we can take out. And we also are looking at putting in a additional pipe for overflow along Runyon from Gulf down to Washington. So that'll probably be in next year's road program.
That'll alleviate some of that water out there in that section.
It's gonna reduce the flooding.
Right.
Because we have that intersection, it just ponds, there's no way for it to get out of it. They'll take all that water down to Washington and, you know, push it down so we can get it across the crossing under the transit authority.
And the way we left it, I'm reaching out to Sam and the manager over in Deal.
Yes.
About the pipe. Okay.
Yeah, to increase the pipe size under transit, yeah.
Send him.
And the last thing I have is the next round of the stream cleaning of the Poplar Brook has been authorized. Ricky gave me the authorization the other day. We have the money. We're gonna be cleaning out from Whale Pond West almost to the back of the Ocean Plaza. That'll all be de-snagged in the next couple weeks. So then that'll get us essentially from New Jersey Transit on the Poplar Brook almost all the way up to the backside of that development. And the development is the stream we know is clean because they cleaned that out. So we'll only have a short little piece. So that'll be from 35 to the transit will have been cleaned out in less than a year.
Nice.
So we're doing.
You thought that was
pretty
gonna take a lot longer, right?
good. Yeah, I thought that was gonna take us 2 years, but we're moving through there pretty good.
Good.
So
Wouldn't
now
mind a
after that-
footbridge there from Findern over.
But that's what we're.
Because that's the waterway you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start working on the fingers to that now,
Okay.
because I'm ahead of schedule. But I thought it was gonna take 5 years to clean out the Poplar Brook and the Whale Pond Brook. But it took us a little more than a year to clean out the Poplar. So now I'm gonna do some of the fingers because those are pretty bad.
Okay.
And then we'll be working down in the eastern end of it anyway, with Lollipop and Colonial Terrace, so it'll all kind of dovetail in the southern end of town. That's all I had.
Why are you looking at me?
Huh?
Why are you looking at me?
Well, you just set the progression around the table, we always start with you.
Well, we know you have the most questions.
I do have, actually no questions, but, well, I guess it is a question. So Sheridan Ave from Roselle to Runyon, it floods. And we had a conversation about this way back in September of '23. Nice lady that lives in the area was complaining that she was paying a lot of taxes and that floods a lot. You did go out there, you did something. I hadn't heard from her until 2 weeks ago, and she sent me pictures, so,
Probably yesterday when it rained.
no.
Yeah,
this
the
was-
big rain, which
no,
was
this
like
wasn't
last
a-
week.
This wasn't a big one, to be fair. But I'll send this to you, but
Okay.
you did something back then. But I can see that it's still.
Rob, so I noticed the other day, and I know what you're talking about, because there's been several, we were getting the heavy rains, I would go out there and take a look. I think the issue right now are the leaves, and as these guys get
Yeah,
caught up,
the leaves.
yeah.
The leaves could be blocking.
Yeah, the leaves are blocking up a lot of these
But
drains.
I'll look in there, I'll
Okay.
get Steve Higgins involved and we'll.
So I noticed, I think I know exactly the area that you're talking about, and I rode by there, and it wasn't even raining that much. Like, it was right before the heavy stuff came down.
This was just for the record, and
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah.
you, November 21st.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think it's the leaves, because they were, I talked to Steve yesterday about that. There were some areas that I noticed, but I didn't really press it, because I know they're getting around, getting these leaves, and they're, there's just a lot, there's a lot of
Yeah.
of it.
Like late falling this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Well, we had that problem, like it was very prominent on southern part of Monmouth Road here. The
Yep.
leaves were blocking down here as you get a little past Runyon. Some of the cross uses on the west side of the road, it would have flooded half of the road. But I know for a fact that's a blocked inlet.
Yep.
That's a county inlet, but our guys will still go out when they get to it and clear that blockage. But it's just tough because everybody's putting their leaves out and you get these kind of rains and it instantly blocks the inlet. That's just
This
what it is.
person covered them up because they didn't want them blowing anywhere.
Well,
And then the
Then it made
concern
no
was
pile.
that we put the cover back on her lawn. And she
Oh.
thought we should have put it on her porch and folded it.
Oh, when
up.
they came to pick up the leaves. Okay.
Probably should have been taken away.
Thank you, I'll send it to you.
No problem, thanks.
That's it.
Cool.
Okay.
So, just one question. So when we talk about the road program, how we didn't finish those 5 roads, so now we'll just start again when they are able to, when it gets warmer in the spring?
April, yeah.
And does that then delay 24, which
Nope.
delays 25?
No,
And
they're
now,
totally independent.
okay,
Yeah, that's just gonna be its own independent thing when as soon as it warms up, they'll probably start the concrete work in March
okay.
for all the roads that they didn't get done, there's 5 of them.
Mhm.
And then that take about a month and then they'll dive right into paving it up.
Okay,
But
so
we'll
it's not
probably
like
have
it Domino's.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we just got authorized to do the 25 program, or 24 program. So that'll probably be out to bid late January, early February, which is still good timing for us, so that'll hit the road running in the springtime.
Sounds like the delay
Right.
is getting shorter and shorter.
No, this one was a longer one. We usually
The 24?
Yeah, we usually start the program in like September.
And is that a funding issue?
It was a time issue.
Timing?
Yeah, so we're working on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been talking to the mayor and Ricky about that and Dave. But
All
we're
right.
working on it. It's just, and it's really, it was semantics, so we think we can work it out. We'll get authorized probably in June or July next year instead of September. So then we can get probably the program done in that year.
Okay.
So 25
Okay.
should be done in 25.
Great.
Then we won't be calling 23,
Right, it's
24. Yeah,
confusing.
it gets confusing.
Got a couple questions.
Okay.
Any new information on the potential crossing traffic light on Cold Indian and Deal Road? We haven't heard any, no update. Okay.
Waiting on status.
So I guess this is an interesting question, is that obviously the weather, the climate has changed a little bit. Leaves are falling later in the year. So how do we get ahead of this? Because all we need is one snow, and then this whole thing is going to be a disaster. With the leaves that, have not really fallen off the trees. I know in my neighborhood, the leaves are not really down yet. They're finally down. It just, but so you can see a trend, By November, used to wrap it all up. Now December is becoming more of so people are complaining their leaves are not getting picked up, the storms are clogged. So I think we have to start thinking for 2025, maybe a different format. Maybe, unfortunately, we have to divert some resources to clean these things. Because, if the leaves are not falling until November, December, that changes the whole world.
Yeah.
So it's,
And a lot of things that we do maintenance-wise, we usually waited to December, January to do it because
Yeah.
the resources weren't available because those guys are collecting leaves. But now we're gonna have to rethink that a little bit.
I know in the landscaping business, no one worked in the month of November. It was done. They were all on vacation.
Mhm.
Now they're still out there blowing, and
Yeah.
so I think this is a byproduct of some climate problems for
Maybe
sure.
Higgins can come up with some.
Yep.
He's pretty innovative. See what kind of idea he might have. He's really good. So
Yeah, I
Dave,
noticed.
if we have a convo with him or whatever, wrote it down. I'm sure.
Yeah,
he will.
it's it just may be a sign of the times,
And just planning different.
Yeah.
Because, he allotted all of his manpower to be collecting leaves in October and early
Yeah.
November, and it didn't happen, so
Sure.
we can plan other things next year and we'll probably get the early leaf fall.
Yeah, and then of course,
Just the way things
then
work.
everything will change. We'll get a freeze, and then
Yeah,
it'll be all
it'll
done.
snow in October.
That's all I got.
Good. Thanks, Dave. Kelly.
No, nothing.
Okay. Thank you, Greg.
Okay,
Appreciate
thanks.
the
Thanks, Greg.
update.
Okay,
Uh,
everybody have a nice Christmas if I don't see you
Yeah,
since
Merry
it's our last
Christmas.
meeting.
Happy
Nice
holidays.
holidays, yes.
Yeah.
We'll see you next year.
All right.
Before I go to you, Dave, do you mind if I go to the Shade Tree?
Absolutely,
Okay.
please.
Shade Tree Planning Committee, is that, who's on that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's us for the
Okay.
Shade Tree Planning, sorry.
We were
I was
talking in the
gusty.
back.
It's Julie and Patty show. Let's go, ladies. If you want to be on TV, go down
Oh, we're on the
there.
agenda.
Okay, sure.
I didn't realize that. I was like, maybe we won't have time to speak.
No, we'll
Yeah.
make time for you, Julia.
Appreciate it. We just want to give you an update on the subcommittee of the Shade Tree Commission, which is the Shade
There
Tree
we go.
Planning Committee.
This is what we
So as you know, this committee, we've been gathering all, that Julie and I are on, and Steve Higgins is on, and we've got Angeli Baxi on, and Ken Lutz on, and and Patrick from the school, Sullivan from the schools. So it's been really great. We've been gathering a lot of information, realizing what we don't know, what we do know. And we realized that our role really, after talking to DEP and going to tree canopy things and going to the league and learning more and more about it, our job is really to inform, gather the data and inform the next community forestry management plan. So one of the big pieces that the DEP requires is community engagement. So as you know, we've been working with the schools, and to give you an update, that's just been going great. Julia's been working with one of the teachers.
One of the teachers specializes in mapping, so we're looking into GIS mapping and seeing, how far we can take it based on their subscriptions and the resources they have with the school, so.
Are they the ones using the drones?
I will send you my
That's
name.
Second time I heard GIS
today. But, so that's going really well, and that will be a preliminary tree canopy study. It won't be the final one, but it will give us sort of a good sort of an idea of where we are. We're also got the students in Megan Edson's class doing working on a PA for the community survey that we've created that will ask community residents all over the township about whether what kind of trees they have in their neighborhood, how many trees they have, do they have flooding, all those basic questions. So that work with the schools are going great. The teachers are fantastic. It's just really thrilling.
What's a PA? Sorry.
Public service PSA.
PSA. Okay, got
I said
it.
Or
PA.
PA, public announcement.
Or
Public announcement.
Okay.
Either
Physician's
or.
assistant.
Preference.
A physician's assistant.
There you go.
Sorry, yes,
Or a
they
personal
they're
assistant.
doing a video.
Got it.
They're gonna do a video with kids in it, they have to sign the release slips, and they're gonna do a video of like why trees are important. And that's gonna be the, sort of, the beginning of the survey that gets sent out. And we're gonna be able to send it out not only on the email, the backpack stuff, but on the text alert system that the school
The
uses
Remind
as well.
app?
The Remind app.
Which is like real time, hit your phone, I guess. I'm,
So-
so out of it with schools these days.
Yeah, because we're trying to get a response. We're just trying to get as much response from as many community residents as we can. And that will also, the more residents that we get, especially from our overburdened communities, that will help get us grants. Because the one thing, and I'm gonna turn that over to Julian in a second, but the DEP really encourages that all community forestry management plans for municipalities are written by certified arborists. These folks know how to write them, and they do a good job, and that takes money. Not a ton of money, but I want you all to be aware of that that's who should be writing these plans. And that's the plan we need by the end of 2025 for the DEP. And that's really would be a multi-year plan that will be the basis and the blueprint for what Ocean Township does. So our job as a committee is to get whoever writes this plan, the arborist, all the information they need, the priorities that we see and recommendations that we see of the areas that perhaps need more. And we really want to be able to work with you all on this as well when we're done and bring the recommendations to you and the Shade Tree Commission, of course, with their blessing for you to discuss when we get all more of this information. So that's where we are with that.
Yeah.
I have a
Patty,
question
real,
first.
real,
Yeah.
Sure.
real quick, what, you have any estimate on the cost of that study for the,
Well, there's a grant, yeah, here, go ahead.
grant?
Well, there is a DEP grants targeted at that, but it would be 50-50.
Some of them are 50-50, some of them are 100%. We're gonna see the more community engagement we get.
$5,000?
$5,000
Yeah.
is one of the grants for
Yeah.
that. And then they have other grants for the
Do
community.
Or the cost of the arborist isn't $5,000, it's more than that.
Yeah, I think it's the cost of writing the grant.
Yeah.
That's actually
Do-
the cost of just
Do
paying the
you,
person to write the grant.
what do you estimate the cost of it, like, any idea what it would cost to actually do this study? Not the grant of writing the grant, but
To do the.
to actually
study.
do the
To
entire study.
prepare a forestry
Yeah.
management plan?
I don't know if anybody had given you an estimate.
Well,
or-
there are different costs involved here. See, one of the costs, and that we're trying to get a grant for, and we're looking into, is to get a professional, tree canopy study. We haven't had one since before Sandy, so we need a new tree canopy study. The commercial grants for that are around $15,000. So we're trying to figure out a way, we're doing the preliminary one with the students. That will help if we show that they're in overburdened communities where we don't have a lot of trees and stuff, everything we do with overburdened communities will help us get grants from the DEP. It's kind of, you have to really be inclusive in your municipalities and show that you're, and focusing on and caring about those communities. So we're trying to take this so that we cost the municipalities the least amount of money, but professionally it'd be up 15 grand for that. The writing of the actual, we haven't gotten an estimate for the writing of it, but the DEP is saying $5,000 for somebody to write it. And that's why we're trying to get as much information as we can. We're gonna be meeting with Tim at the Sewage Authority about where it floods. We're gonna be trying to figure out Venn diagrams of where in the municipality trees would be the most useful, because the DEP encourages green infrastructure. So we're trying to look at this holistically with, as a municipality with all the departments to try to get the information. Then we'll get that to the arborist, we'll bring it to you, we'll bring it to Shade Tree, and we'll move forward.
Dave, do we have any assistance with Millennium for them?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we had a meeting,
Yeah.
we talked about that.
Good.
Yeah, and with so we're putting out a townwide survey, and with those results and with our mapping that we figure that out, with those results we'll be able to know what the target is for the grant writers to get us money And again, you know, overburdened communities need the money, so we're a perfect candidate for them.
Right.
Yeah, and Jesse helped us with showing the different maps that have numbers, so we looked at the garbage map, wasn't just specific enough. We looked at the voter registration map.
Which I think we're using.
Perfect.
Yeah, we just cleaned it up. We like removed a lot of verbiage on the outskirts, and we divided it into 5 keys, color coded, so it's super easy, and everything's bilingual, you know, multi-language. So
Yeah, we're gonna be doing Creole, Spanish, English, and there's an automatic, isn't there an automatic language for the recipients?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And through the apps there are, but anything we pump out.
Look at
will
these
be.
ladies go.
Sophisticated.
And
Impressive.
Ed's daughter Bella is one of our participants.
We always know it's in the
Oh,
background.
no.
No,
I
she
am
was
not. It's my
totally
daughter.
independent. No, she was totally independent. She's in Miss Edson's class. And when they're done, the students want to come and do a presentation and show you all what they've done. That would be really exciting for them, because part of this is also getting students more involved in government. So there's a politics piece of this and a good governance piece of this that the students get to participate in. So it's a lot of work. We've been we spread a very wide net. We're kind of honing in now more on what we're doing, more than just aspiration, you know. So we've got some, we've been figuring it out, and we're really happy with the direction it's going. But it's going to take, we want to do it right. It's going to take time, but we're moving forward at a good pace.
I have a question.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cal.
You're talking about like the mapping and the study, and it hadn't been done pre-Sandy. I thought I attended.
Tree canopy. hasn't
The
been
tree
done
canopy.
pre-Sandy.
I thought there was a tree canopy study.
We studied all the dead trees around town.
Oh, that's an inventory.
Okay.
And we will be using the tree inventory, which is the Davies resource.
The
group.
Davies.
That's the
Yeah.
database, right?
That's a database of the trees, but that was not inclusive. It did not do the entire town. We would like to find
I
a
do
grant
remember that.
to do the entire town. We did the parks, we did the areas that were municipal land because we felt they needed to be done. But we really want to do the entire town because showing where there are orange trees as well is valuable too. So we're going to be talking to DEP about trying to find grants for that, or we're going to need to use money, perhaps shade tree money to do more of that. We'll see.
Yeah.
And
so I
the
guess
need
the
for an
DEP
arborist. We don't have an arborist?
We do not have a certified arborist on staff.
And when you say because we do have an arborist, but not with the proper.
We don't have a certified arborist.
Like the
Who's our tree
is
guy? I
not-
thought
He's
we
not
had.
an
He's not an
arborist.
arborist.
He's not an arborist.
We
Okay.
need a guy like Zig Panic. He's a certified arborist, isn't he? Sort of, kind of.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what.
Now,
the
do you
town
have
needs.
others in mind that you would potentially use? I mean, there must be a.
Other arborists?
Yeah.
I don't know any arborists personally, but I will be talking to DP. There's an association
Yeah,
we can reach out to as well. I can share with Dave.
Interesting.
Mayor, what we'd have to do from a procurement standpoint
Yeah.
is go out for an RFP
Yep.
or a bid or something along those lines.
Yep, so if we need to do.
They're
that-
out there.
Yep.
I've done this in other towns.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's something that you would want to consider in your budget process, because I don't think that's a shade tree fund thing.
And you asked for a line item, didn't you, on the budget?
I don't recall that. I'm not,
Somebody did,
So,
I
yeah.
thought.
Sure, I definitely want some line items on the budget. Yes, we want.
Is that a requirement of the Shade Tree Commission to
To-
have a certified tree arborist?
The Shade Tree Commission doesn't have staff like that,
Right.
that we are simply, we're volunteers with the Shade
Advisory.
Tree Commission. We're advisory. So, and the subcommittee that we're on pretty much has almost no authority at all, except that we're doing a lot of work, and we'll be getting approval of all the work we do, final approval through the Shade Tree, and then presenting it to you all. So, yeah, that's how it's kind of set up.
So,
Okay.
you mentioned that we had a end of 25 dead,
DEP deadline, yeah.
and that's for what?
The forestry management, community forestry management
that's it.
plan.
Yeah.
I always remember this person.
Okay, and
Yeah,
pardon my ignorance, we need to do that, why?
it's, we
Is
get.
it a requirement?
Yeah, Ed will answer that question.
It actually has to do with insurance. Having a community forestry management plan keeps the town protected should a tree owned by the town fall and cause damage. If you don't have a community forestry management plan, you can get sued. If you do have one,
By?
you have indemnity by whoever the aggrieved
Whoever it
party
hit.
is. The
Oh,
community
by the
forestry
person who
management
hits it.
plan provides indemnity. Obviously, if you're reckless and you let a tree that you know is a hazard continue to exist, all bets are off, but otherwise it provides general indemnity for falling trees and the like.
It also elevates your standing with the DEP and your ability to get grants and do other things like that. I mean,
Will that
it's-
help us get our DEP permits faster?
I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. And it would be,
That
you're
was
the
a
one
nice
who asked
try,
that, that's
right?
funny. All right. Yeah, so we'll
That
just
might
keep you
require another
updated.
call.
We'll keep you updated as we go, and I think the next thing to look forward to here will be seeing the students
Right.
and
I
their
like
work.
that,
Just-
that's great.
Question, in terms of the community engagement and the survey, how are you guys sending that out, the survey?
So the survey is going to go out through Backpack and through the school systems, and then we also,
We'll put we can put the PSA
on the
and the survey on the township,
websites.
on the Shade Tree Commission page.
Yeah.
Is there
So
gonna be a way for people to do it electronically? I feel like.
It's all electronic.
Oh, great,
It's
okay.
all on, you can do it
Paperless.
on your phone, and we'd
Yeah.
like to have help putting it and doing it, putting on the newsletter, the town newsletter.
we'll have like a
Yeah.
QR
Okay,
code
great.
ready to go.
And what's the vetting process? Like, how do you validate the claims or the counting or the type from a citizen? Like, because if you're gonna send me something, I'm an idiot. I wouldn't know.
Our main concern is if you look out the window, the 330, 300 rule.
Yeah, it's 330.
Like
Yeah.
you look at your window, do you see any trees?
Do you
Like,
see 3 trees? Do you have
Oh,
flooding
so
in
you
your
don't
neighborhood?
go as far as what type or anything
No.
like that?
No,
Okay,
no.
so
There's
it's really a
nothing-
count.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's really okay, you know, if there's a few that get fudged or whatever. We
It's-
just want to make sure we have adequate engagement. We want to make sure we
Yeah.
have enough from all the communities.
that
across the
outreach.
town.
Some people don't know, what to do if your road's flooded and you can't leave your community. Who do you call? So it's kind of it's informative and it's getting information to kind of pinpoint these areas that are most affected.
What's the time frame on the survey?
Working with the teachers, but we're hoping to have it out by the end of the new year, or
We're going to probably have, so we have a meeting on the 19th, which is next Thursday, a week from now. I would say once we have the survey ready to go, it would be February.
All right,
Yeah.
because we have, the next newsletter is the spring summer newsletter, so we would want that information to get over to Tracy in advance.
You let
So
us know
that
your
we-
printing deadline.
I don't know what the deadline
Yeah.
is. It's probably around that time. I would think it's around February. I usually
Okay.
get asked.
okay, we'll make sure Tracy has a heads up and
Yeah.
knows that this is coming.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we
this
will-
way we
we will-
can give you a section.
The survey itself,
Yeah, that's
once the
great.
PSA is done, that's when it will go out with the school
Yeah.
resources, but we'll probably have it a little sooner. We'll have it completed by the students and the actual survey completed a little sooner.
You may want to reach out to Recreation and see if they can use Community Pass
Mhm.
database there as well.
Yeah, because that's an automatic email, right, if you're signed up, yeah. So all those, pipelines.
Yeah, we'll, once this is done in the can, then we can really get it out.
And then everybody will share it out as well.
And we'll and what I'd really like to do is when the students come in to do this, I don't know if you ever have press at these meetings, but I think it'd be really nice to have Coaster or some of the press, the Asbury Park Press, show what Ocean Township is doing, how well Ocean Township is coordinating with their schools, how much Ocean Township cares about green communities, and we'll, and overburdened communities, and we'll get some press here as well as your good work that you're all doing. So, and then the other nice perk of this is that this impacts and will help get more points for the green team. I've been told by the green team that the student involvement will actually help elevate Ocean Township's standing with Sustainable New Jersey.
Yeah.
So,
We
which
get
I
10
didn't even think of when we started.
We get
So
10
that's a
points
nice
for that,
bonus.
Ed?
That's a Jack Mamie question.
Jack's the one who told me. We were at the league at the LCD party. He said, "We're gonna get be silver if you keep doing this." Okay, we'll see.
Aw, that's so
Yeah,
cute.
we were
So-
bronze, right?
What?
Were we bronze?
Or bronze.
Yeah.
Or bronze. Or bronze. Or
I
as the
remember
head
I
of a
think I
Sustainable
picked
New
that up.
Jersey says to me all the time.
I did pick
These
that
guys
one
all
up.
jump through hoops and all we do is just give them little medals. It's great. But it is great because it shows that we're doing stuff. So this is doing stuff. So
Well done.
okay,
Good.
great. We'll
Great
keep you
job.
we'll
Thank
keep
you.
you
Thank
informed.
you for your
Keep
work.
you posted.
Okay. just-
Thank you very
yes,
much.
lines in the budget.
Yeah, I remember somebody asking for a line, the budget line, yeah.
You're up there, Dave.
All right, Mayor, Council, I have two quick items. I have tonight is study update. So we have the Group 35 Commercial Corridor Study. As you all know, Topology is collecting information from our Community Development Department, our Ocean Township Police Department, Emergency Services. They're collecting from Building, Code, and the Tax Collector. But they're at a point where, and I want to let everybody know, because you might get calls on this one, and I'm not going to steal your thunder, Mayor, but they are preparing to set up a drone. So
Bad timing.
Very
I
bad
want
timing.
everybody to know.
Bad timing.
Steal
So
my thunder on that
if
one,
you
man.
see a drone on 35, it has to be a clear, warm day. And if you see a
It'll be
drone
during
there,
the
they are
day.
going to notify my office when they come.
Good.
And we will put the notification out there on the website, all that good stuff, let everybody know. Send an email
That
to
is
the
our
governing
drone
body.
this time.
During the
Police
day.
department and the
Right.
sheriff will be contacted.
During the day, right, Dave?
It will be during the day, yeah. And they'll be looking for like vacancies and such along the Route 35 corridor. Now, my other update. Marty, drum roll please.
I'm not that good at
The Municipal Hall site feasibility study. We have an update on that. We will be requesting Remington and Vernick to remove the metal on Deal Road, Block 33, Lot 1601. It will be no longer under consideration.
What property? I'm
And
sorry.
The metal on Deal Road, and that's Block 33, Lot 1601, and we'll be asking them to consider 2 new properties that came up actually just yesterday in our administrative meeting. And one of the properties is private. We have to acquire it, so I'm not going to speak any further on that property or give you any details on the property. And the second one is a township-owned property, and I need to do a break-even analysis to make sure that we can move forward on that property. So I'm not going to reveal that either, but what I will say in transparency that hopefully within a week before the town hall meeting that's being planned in January by the council, that the other sites, which is the existing municipal complex, the school board property, the northbound Route 35 property, the Asbury Avenue property, these 2 additional properties, we will have 6 properties that we'll be reviewing for the new municipal town hall. So that is my 2 study updates.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. That's all you got?
That's it.
Any questions for Dave? Rob, you got anything?
On those or other questions?
Anything really for Dave. I mean,
So-
he's-
Can I ask you a agenda question, since I think, so, Resolution 9, appraisal services, soccer realtor services, are we using them now, or are they new? Yeah, thank you.
Yep, that
Just
took
wasn't
it right
sure.
from you. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank
Go.
you.
Oh, sorry.
Anything? No, please.
Oh, please, nope, I know that one, I know that one. Nope, I'm good for that, thank you.
Hi,
Geet, anything?
I'm good, thank you.
Dave,
I'm good, thank you.
Kelly?
I think I'm gonna trump you on this one.
Go ahead. You gonna go through your emails?
Did you read them finally?
Yeah. Still don't
Kelly,
understand them.
you gotta put a, like,
I
a
know, I have
legend,
a problem.
Yeah,
man, I do.
glossary or something.
It's the army in me. I speak an acronym. Resolution 9.
Oh, yeah, your
Um,
questions, those were good questions.
A. Was that competed?
No. We were all going back to, it was, remember we do it every 3 years. And that was last year that we went out or earlier this year that we did that. So now all of these are the process of the, just.
Option years or
reappointment.
renewals?
Just renewal. Some may be options, some are renewal. Jesse, you.
I'm specifically asking about SBCA.
Oh, yeah. No, that's I don't think it's an option. I think that's just a renewal.
Okay, and D. Financial advisory consultant. Is this a new ask or is this?
No. So, it's not on my email today.
Oh,
But-
no, I've been at work.
But, no, this is fine.
Okay.
So,
You have a
no,
job?
NW's been with us for.
I work in the stockroom at Williamson Sonoma.
They've been with us all 3 years I've been here, and I don't know, prior to that, I have no idea. But they've
Okay,
been
so
here,
this
and-
is a renewal of an existing
Yes.
thing that we have?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they work on financial analysis, which is different than what the CFO does. They look at the bond market and rates and they
Okay,
analyze
so it's a
those.
supplement to our
Yes,
CFO?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I remember that from your question.
All right. Okay, so that's that. Sorry. The grants research. did we ever do a cost-benefit analysis on what we pay annually versus how many grants they've helped us secure?
They secure almost $100,000 or more, depending, just
Okay.
for the one grant they get every year for recreation is like 70,000.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And could we add the tree thing onto that?
Oh,
with-
yeah.
Without,
yeah.
because of the
They'll work-
umbrella?
They just got us a community energy grant too that we're working on right
Okay,
now
cool.
in my office.
All right, so that's a yes.
And then we
So
through-
just, go ahead.
No, go.
So, because I asked the same question.
Oh, okay.
And the NWN one too, or the NW Financial as well.
Yeah.
So we're thinking alike. So, just to be clear, when you say that it's paid for itself, again, Dave and I had this conversation, half jokingly, that we could probably Google, hear me out, a lot of what those grants are, because they're in the public domain.
Okay,
So where they do add value, I'll admit, and you can debate it, is after they're found, the value that they add in writing the grant itself and helping us get it. We're paying $600 a month?
650, 7,800 a year.
7,800 a year is what I had.
For them to find the grants.
Oh, they're
Then
not
we
writing
pay-
the grant?
Hold on. Then we pay them to write it on top of that. So
Okay,
just to be clear,
What's
I'm
that
not,
cost?
I'll speak,
I forget what the hourly rate is, but it's still based on what they're getting, and if you want a full analysis, I can
no,
do finance work.
as long
it
as
out,
somebody
but-
has done it and
Yeah,
it's,
oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, just on the one grant that they get for recreation alone with Mike Patrico, that brings back enough, and then to have them there, because we don't really have anybody on staff that's,
does that. I know, it's a very hard field.
I'll tell you from experience, working in a school system that used to have an actual grant writer in the system. Since they've gotten rid of the grant writer due to budgetary cuts, they haven't received what they're supposed to receive, and that goes for
It's a
things such
talent.
as
It's-
It is, and, you know, it really is a talent. I don't know who
My favorite.
I don't know who in the department heads has the amount of time to go out and search for these grants when we do run a really nice tight budget and we run a, you know, tight even with the manpower that we have here in the, you know, I don't know, I think the ways definitely justify the means on the whole grant writing piece.
what I told Dave was correct
Yeah.
on the grant writing piece.
Yeah,
Again, I'm
but
not.
even the searching though,
On the
Rob,
have
you
they
know.
found any new ones in the past few years?
they
Or
find
just
a
keep-
lot that we either just decide not to go after for whatever reason, due to the department head, or, a lot of stuff, a lot of fire stuff comes in, but that's really not our value. I pass that along to the 2 fire districts, and I would presume they go after those grants. But there are stuff out there, and then I guess, you know, more in the arts and cultural, and just speaking, we're gonna start looking for shade tree stuff now.
Okay.
And we just dove into the community energy stuff,
Okay, good.
so.
And Dave even offered over to the DLA commission to see if they needed any assistance with
Yes,
that.
yep,
which,
we're
you
opening
know,
that door too.
They
Start
lean on
looking
us
at,
for insurance, they lean on us for a
water.
few other things,
Yep.
so, yeah.
And they do it for other towns also, so
Oh, yeah.
they would know if there's something
probably
new
about
from.
2 or 3 grant management firms out there
That people use.
cover the whole state.
Gotcha, okay.
Resolution 10, we're exercising our last option year, so I'm assuming that has to be something in 2025 will have to be revisited on that?
Correct,
Okay.
if it's gonna be continued or not.
Okay. And shouts to Mary Beth and Colleen especially for talking me through the affordable housing and that fee schedule, because I
Amen.
was not happy.
That was very thorough.
So those were good questions, by the
Right.
way.
And the
No joke, that
explanation was
excellent.
helpful also.
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah, I
That
mean, I
was-
was like, whoa!
Yeah, but.
That's what I said when I saw your email.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I get on a rant, you know, in the middle of the night now.
No, Kelly, it was really good.
All right, that's all I had, believe it or not. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, we'll do a quick round robin, Rob, anything?
Didn't we just do that?
Right.
No, I had questions for Dave, I didn't know if you had any.
Yeah, we
We
did.
did that. Kelly was last.
Okay, cool, good deal, I have.
But now I have one. No, I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
have nothing. We have about 14 minutes before we go into closed session. Let me start off with Ed over here, because I know he's been about nothing for planning.
No, I got nothing, I'm
Thank
here
you.
to listen.
All right, buddy. Let's go. Let's start down that end. Anything? State your name.
Okay, Chris Fagan, I live at 35 Ballard Drive, Manassa. I teach in the Asbury Park School District as a sub. I'm a retired teacher, teaching permanent sub now. I love Palea Park. I am mainly here for a library park and Palea Park, which I am there all the time whenever I can be. And I don't like the idea of the municipal building not being renovated the way I understand it, but being moved possibly to the meadow in that area. I didn't like the 32-acre, that whole monstrosity, I call it, 35.
The manager
And
just
I'm
pulled that
re-
off the list.
Yeah,
I think she
okay.
walked in
Yeah,
when
but
you
I'm
walked
just,
in.
this is
Yeah.
why this is very important to me.
Yeah.
I'm not as aware of the problems in municipal building, how bad it is that it needs to be moved, it can't be renovated. But just my thing is just living in Ocean Township, I love living here. I don't wanna have to move because I don't have the peaceful Palea Park to go to anymore. That's just one thing that I love about Ocean Township.
Thank
And that's
you.
why I'm here. I just think it's an important issue.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Over here?
All right, if we're going in order, I'll go. Alex Hayes from Oakhurst. I'll start personally. On Dow Avenue yesterday, the water main break was literally right in front of my house.
I drove through it too, yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had water the whole time. So, and the crew was great, and they were probably there over 12 hours or something. However, the road is horrible. It's like somebody's gonna drop an axle or something. I'm assuming American Water is not in the road paving business, so
They actually are.
they might, well, then
They're gonna subcontract.
they need, I implore you or the engineer to go drive over Fanwood and Dow, because it's horrible. I didn't quite know what you were talking about with the Kepwell pool building open space funding. I'm sorry, not you, I'm pointing at
was
it was
it?
the engineer that said it. He said something about they're
They're
gonna
gonna,
do
so
something.
on this list, they're going out to
Kentwell
bid
Park.
to get the house and the
Oh,
pool.
yeah, the current house that's on Kentwell
Mhm.
is going to be removed, demolished. And
And
I
we're
think,
paying for that through
yeah, I think we got
through
a,
open space funding that we have.
yes,
for
that's
the
what you
demolition.
said?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And some of these questions I might repeat at the 7 PM because not really everybody's online at 5 PM. This is one of my questions to Manager Brown last week regarding the Facebook pages page run by the town.
Mhm.
Who's like in charge of who posts? And then does that person also have training on, record keeping and what they're supposed to, not delete, okay to hide, not okay to hide? Because I do have a problem with that post being deleted, as I know I articulated to you. And I think if anyone were to do an open records request or other things you guys would come back and say, nope, I don't know which Facebook page that is or Facebook post you're talking about. So I'm just wondering, who's the authority on?
So the posting comes out of my office, it's run by Tracy
Okay.
in my office. But we run everything up the ladder, and not this township attorney sitting here,
Because you know why.
but our
Can be.
other township attorney, who's not here tonight, Matt Good, had, as far as taking it down, I don't know, I'm still looking into that. So if it's incorrect, it'll be put back up. But what was put up was totally
Well, we have an
incorrect, so
attorney here.
that shouldn't even, well, I don't know, I don't wanna catch Marty off guard here with this one, because
Yeah, I mean, it's my
He's
understanding,
CC'd on it, so hopefully.
in terms of what was taken down, I think, did you put that back up or no?
we did not yet. But obviously, if you and Matt say we gotta put it back up, we'll put it back up. But it was incorrect what was up.
I know that, yeah.
So it's been over a week and nobody has any definitive
Yeah.
decisions on it?
No, because then you're into another complicated area, because we went down to the league, and the league tells us that we can turn comments off. He told all the municipalities that.
Yeah, you
So-
can turn comments off, or
Well,
you can
just for-
accept comments.
But
What you
that's-
can't do is choose which comments you accept. So you can turn them off and have no comments, or you can have comments,
But turn them
but
off in the
not.
beginning. You
Excuse
can't
me?
turn them off an hour and a half later or
Selective.
6
I
hours
think
later.
arguably, you turn it off in the beginning, but once comments are in, they can't choose which comments you'll accept.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I think what they were trying to do is turn the comments off at a certain period, but I just think the timing was just horrible because of the post that was going up. So we'll revisit, right now the comments are on.
Yeah.
So we'll
All of
revisit
them?
that at another time. As far as the township, yes.
So what was taken down is back up now?
No,
No.
that's
No,
not
no,
what I
no,
said.
no, no, no.
Comments
That's
are-
still debatable. I'm waiting to get a final answer on if we.
Well, what was
'cause
taken down, because I didn't even see it?
The incorrect post was taken
What
down.
was incorrect?
I don't remember. You remember what it
About
said?
there not being a discussion tonight about the town hall. There will be no discussion about town hall.
Yeah, and you can't put no discussion because it's a public meeting. Anybody can discuss. That doesn't mean that you may
Right,
not
no,
get your
I understand
answer.
that part. I didn't
Yeah.
know what was taken down.
And me taking the brunt of it, I didn't get a chance to review that post before it was posted. So that, buck stops with me. So,
Stuff happens,
yeah.
so maybe if there's a delineated procedure that everyone who has the ability to post
Mhm.
knows what can and cannot be done. Because if somebody says, from running many corporate sites, if somebody says the sky is purple today, and that's absolutely not true, you have a right to hide that. Like,
Mhm.
if it's something ridiculous like that, even a municipality can hide, but not take down, I guess. Okay, so and then I guess my other question is, if the meeting on the 12th today about the tax assessment was rescheduled for next week and, quickly another 2 weeks from now, there's another
yeah.
date on the 23rd, I think it is.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's a Monday.
Why is it taking so long for us to pick a date for the town hall public comment meeting? I mean, is it hard to open up a calendar and say, this date we can,
Town hall for what topic?
in that one post that said we are not gonna be talking about the town hall rebuilding or
Oh, no.
whatever,
That has been
it
picked.
will be in the next quarter.
January
26th?
23rd is a Thursday, right?
January
23rd is when, and then that's when,
Really?
and my intention is to have the study back posted so people can read it at least a week ahead of time. Because I don't, or whatever they get it out, we'll get it up there.
So
'cause I know
possibly
you
a
were concerned.
decision will be made on January 23rd.
Yep. But to
No,
your
wait.
point though.
No,
No,
I don't
no,
think
no,
a
no,
decision
no,
will
no,
be
no,
made.
decisions
Not
on
a
that.
decision, but all the
A
information
discussion.
has come in.
Discussion
Yeah,
with the
right.
public, the council,
Okay.
administration. But to your point though, to your question, the metal is off the table. So that's not even gonna be considered any further at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So can you socialize the 26th meetings or 23rd?
Yeah, that's
meeting at
gonna
some
be
point
one of
soon?
the next postings that we do, on there. That'll probably, won't be tomorrow, but probably next week, probably like Monday or Tuesday.
Not like January 16th or anything like that?
No.
Okay,
On the
We have a
24th,
whole-
January 24th, we'll post about
that
the
wouldn't
January
surprise me,
24th.
thank you.
We have a whole game plan I'm trying to push out, but I don't wanna get it too crowded where you miss something.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, next.
Okay, I'm here about internet access, which we've discussed. I live on Bryan Court,
Name,
Wayside.
please. Name, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda Persha. There's 4 houses on Bryan Court, and we are the only street in Ocean Township that does not have access to Verizon Fios. We only have Optimum. Don't know if any of you use
My street does
Optimum.
not either.
I don't think I have it
I don't
either.
have Verizon Fios either.
Oh,
I don't-
I'm
okay.
on Findren.
We were told that we were the only ones, so.
Well, that's,
apparently
yeah,
there's a
you're,
bunch.
you're behind me,
Okay.
which is strange, because we have it, and you don't.
Everybody else on Wayside has it, yeah. So we
Hey,
only
Dave, do you have the
Optimum.
contact for Verizon?
Yeah, we have a government relations person that we can
Okay.
reach out to.
So Dave will reach out.
We've spoken to several people at Fios because Optimum's, my husband and I both work from home and the reliability is not great. So Fios said, oh, sure, we'll look at that. And then we finally got someone to give us an answer and they said, we have no plans to
Oh.
expand coverage
Hmm.
in Bryan
Oh, wow.
Court. They said the only way they might change their mind is if our town government reached out and encouraged them to do so. So that's why I'm here, to ask you all to help me get better coverage.
Consider that
Wow.
done.
Surprised they didn't get you, because they were doing the fiber optics through the neighborhood.
Even
Oh, the street over from me has it, but not my street.
It's not
I will
like
definitely-
you're-
Thank you,
Yeah,
yes.
they do a
Yeah.
lot of trying.
We're a small street, it's in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I know where you're
so-
at.
And we have the transistor for the parkway on
Yeah.
our street, so apparently there's a lot of different wires over there.
Interesting.
They gave us a ton of reasons, I don't know what's accurate or not,
Mm.
but
Okay.
I would love to have Fios.
That's so funny.
Dave will
That's-
reach out to the rep for you.
Yeah.
And you, and I believe you have my number.
Here's your number, John, thank you.
Hey, just out of curiosity, since that's sort of what I do during the day, unlike Optimum, well, let me do it a different way. So, yeah, like Cablevision, we're contracted with Cablevision or Optimum
Yeah.
for whatever it is, 10-year period, whatever
Mhm.
the length is. That's not like Verizon, right? Verizon's an alternative. That's not necessarily a contract that we have with Verizon. Like in the case of Optimum, they would have to provide service everywhere.
Oh, for the town, yes.
But Verizon's not like Optimum
Yeah,
in that
they're-
case.
they're-
They can pick and choose.
Yeah, and they're not everywhere in the market either, like with their
Correct.
cabling and
Correct.
such. So
Right.
that's the issue.
Right.
The
But from
same
a-
thing happened in Long Branch. Like you could get it on one side of the street and it wasn't on the other
Right.
side.
Well, that's why Jack, a couple of years ago, was gonna run his own cable throughout
Yes,
town.
yes,
He was
yes.
gonna do that.
Exactly.
But just to be clear, so if Verizon says they won't, and I'm trying to be respectful, I agree, you should try to get it. But if they say no, there's no,
Muscle from us.
correct.
Yeah, we can't compel them.
No,
There's a bunch of areas, I think, in town.
Okay, you're gonna twist, but there's no.
You can twist an arm, but you can't force
I
it.
got a strategy.
Yeah, okay.
He's
That's
got a
all.
little
Okay,
muscle.
I just wanna
And, you know,
understand.
we got us,
I know
then
it's
we
not
got
even
we
St.
got
Paul,
some
because my father's
legislators and
That's cool.
you know,
They're on my side.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
it can always be,
governor.
hey, Rob, I'm always be a
People
little-
that want polls.
Yeah.
Just got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got some people to call.
Yeah. So we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's not a dead issue.
Yeah.
Dave.
You might as well throw Robbie Drive on the list then.
No, we're talking
Findorn.
wayside.
Yeah,
right now.
Findorn.
I mean,
Get
might as well,
everybody.
you're asking.
My house faces Malky, and they have fire.
I don't think so.
So it's bizarre
I was
that,
told
like you said,
about a
across
week
the
ago,
street
I haven't
houses.
Yeah.
I'm
So
okay.
weird,
It's
because
weird.
they did come through a couple of years ago and did all the streets.
Okay, we have like 2 minutes. Jackie, you got anything?
No, I was here really for the tax conversation, so.
Okay.
I'll hold my other questions to the main meeting.
All right, good. So then, that's it. Motion to go in closed session?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I feel pretty silly. I have files available. I still have,
Good evening, everyone. I just want to remind everybody that all of our Township Council meetings will be audio and videotaped. They'll be shown on the Township of Ocean's Cable Community Channel 22 on Verizon Fios and Channel 77 on Cablevision. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Napolitani?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Fisher?
Here.
Councilmember Zachara?
Here.
Kaplan? Here. Terry?
Here.
Can we all stand for a pledge of allegiance and remain standing as we say a silent prayer? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This moment of silence is in remembrance of two of our longtime members of the community, Lois Barrett and Barbara Hudson, whose husband was a township manager here many years ago. You may be seated. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied, and a copy of the annual notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press, sent to the Coaster, and posted in Town Hall and filed in the office of the Municipal Clerk on December 14, 2023. There are 2 emergency exits on the wall to my right that'll take you to the front of the building, and another one to my left that'll take you to the rear. All cell phones must be turned off, and if you have to make a call, kindly step outside and make a call out there. Before we come down for our ceremony, I'm going to go down the end, and we're going to start off with council comments. We'll start off with Deputy Mayor Dave Fisher.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to congratulate Mike Butrico and Jed Nordstrom on a wonderful Christmas lighting. It grows and grows every year. They do an outstanding job, and they bring a lot of pride to our township. I want to remind the residents that on 12/26, Thursday, right after first day of Christmas, we're having the menorah lighting here at Town Hall. I believe that's at 5 p.m. And I guess this is our last meeting of the year.
Could be.
I just want to wish everybody a happy and healthy holiday, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councilwoman Terry.
I just wanted to honor Joe Mamora, who we also lost. I know he was a friend to many in this community, so I wanted to pass that along, and also the happy holiday sentiments from myself out to everyone.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Kaplan.
So Deputy Mayor Fisher stole my thunder, so I'll just echo what he said, and happy holidays to everybody, and happy birthday to Councilman Robachera.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Well, happy birthday.
You don't have to.
Want to sing? Anybody want a song?
Let me do my report. So, I echo all of theirs as well, and wishing everybody a happy holiday. No other report. Thank you.
Thank you. our esteemed township attorney this evening, Marty Arbus.
It's nice to be back. And
Oh, we're going to get you last.
happy holidays to everybody. And happy birthday, Rob.
Thank you. And our township manager, Dave Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to reiterate the announcement that I made upstairs at the workshop meeting at 5 o'clock. We are making a revision to the Municipal Hall site feasibility study. We're going to be requesting Remington Vernick, our engineering firm that is doing the study. We're going to ask them to revise the study to remove the meadow on Deal Road, Block 33, Lot 1601. And we'll be adding 2 properties, one which will be a private property, and there's another township-owned property that we're going to add to that as well. And because of the acquisition and negotiations, not releasing the information, but I hope that in a week in advance of the town hall meeting, which will be Thursday, January 23rd, we'll be having town hall on the town hall, and hopefully a week ahead of that, we'll be able to post the 6 sites that does not include the meadow on Deal Road, the 4 remaining sites and the 2 new sites. And we want to have that ready to publish to the public prior to the January 23rd meeting. So this way everyone will have at least a week to read the study. And there will be a 1-page summary in the study to help you just get your cliff notes in if you don't want to read the whole thing. But that's all I have, Mayor. I also want to wish everybody in the township here a happy holidays, a happy and safe holiday. Also want to wish my friend here to my right, Mr. Rob Achera, a happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Dave. I attended a drone meeting this morning with Sheriff Golden from Monmouth County Sheriff's Department, Under Sheriff Breckenridge, and our prosecutor, Ray Santiago. Here's a quick update on the meeting that I had, and I also posted something on my page, some information that if you do see some. First of all, they're of military grade. They have about a 4 to 5 hour lifespan in flight. The lights go on, they go off. The FAA made it legal in 2023 to fly drones at night. You are not allowed to shoot them down. They made that very clear. There are only a few agencies that have that ability, such as the DOD and DHS. They're very quick. The state police have already tried to track them, and unfortunately they move very quickly when you get near them. Multiple sightings over Island Beach State Park. Multiple drone reports coming in constantly. Monmouth County does have their own drone unit. Located in the Highlands in Mount Mitchell. They're not going to chase them. Ocean County tried to chase them, but impossible to catch them. If you do have a sighting of a drone, do not call 911. Please call your local police department, Ocean Township Police Department. Right now, that's really the only information that we have. Unfortunately, that's as good as it gets at this point. I will continue to keep you updated if we get any additional information. Of course, you can check our website, our individual pages that we have with all of the information. So, again, I have very little information other than what was given to me by the sheriff and the prosecutor this day. So in regard to, just to echo what the manager said, in regard to the meadow, I want to just state that, we understand that there will always be concerns when it comes to development, no matter how badly it's needed, as development affects people, places, and even intangible things. While I would have liked to have had January special meeting on the township redevelopment study cover every expert recommendation in its entirety, I do respect the concerns of our residents, our senator, and our assemblywomen over the designated open space. The will of the residents and the governing body is what ultimately rules the day. So again, I echo those sentiments of our manager. Thank you, Dave, for presenting that this evening for the residents. And also, I want to wish everybody a very happy holiday season. Please stay safe, enjoy time with your families, and that includes having a lot of fun and just be safe. Thank you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come off the dais and we're going to come down and honor some very lovely young ladies this evening, which is long overdue.
Okay.
Got batteries in this?
Batteries, hopefully
Hmm?
hopefully they work.
Yeah, it's blinking. I don't know. So we have some young ladies this evening who have received their silver award, which I think is pretty astounding here. We have, I believe, 5 young ladies. So I'm going to call you up individually, and we're going to present your proclamations, and then I want to hear a little bit about your awards and stuff. Okay, so we're going to start off with Maya Williams. Come on up, Maya. Oh, no Maya? Okay, no problem. So we'll hold this up there for you? Sure. Danielle? Okay. Ava Toohey. Come on up, Ava. All right. Here you go. All right, come on, stay up here. So Ava, tell me a little bit about your award and what you did to get this accomplishment.
So I worked with Maya Willems on this, and we created this project. It's called Math in Action, and it's basically like a website. We went to the 5th grade Spartans Leading the Way program to help kids who maybe have other, I don't know how to word it, but they can't stay after school. That's the website part, but the website was our sustainable piece because it has lots of resources, videos, iExcel, links, a lot of ways kids in 5th grade can resources to help kids in 5th grade who may be struggling with math. And then we stayed after school a lot for a homework club, and there we really helped each kid individually and make them more successful, hopefully.
I wish I had you when I taught 5th grade 20 years ago. So did this help the students in 5th grade?
Yes.
In what way? How does it help? It helps them read better?
Well, they can walk away with now we sent a lot of the 5th grade teachers our website that we created. So now when they're oh, I don't know how to do this certain topic, I need help, they can just go there. We took all the stuff from the Envision math book that was used, and they could just go to the website. We have resources, we made videos, we found videos, obviously we watched them through before putting them on, and yeah.
See, they never heard of an encyclopedia. Congratulations, thank you. Stay up here, we got to take some pictures. We're going to get you all up here. Elena Imbro. All right, so we have an Elena. Hi, Elena. Deputy Mayor David Fisher has an Elena at home, actually away in college, who's coming back, right? So, Elena, tell me what you did.
So, together, me, Danielle, and Layla, who will come up and talk more about it as well.
Should I get her up here, too, so you guys can talk together? Come on up, Layla. It's working. Here you go, Layla. All right, so I'm going to let the ladies go and tell me a little bit about what you did for your silver award.
So together, us three, our project was called the Wayside Mindfulness Garden, and we renovated the little teacher courtyard in the Wayside Elementary School so that the teachers can have a spot to hang out, grade papers, eat lunch and that kind of thing. Just a nice safe space for the teachers to enjoy their job a little bit more. And can you tell us?
Wow, I want to go teach there. I didn't have that ability.
We first had to remove all the bricks from the courtyard because they were a hazard because they were all lopsided. So we redid the bricks. We removed a lot of the leaves that were there from the fall, last few years.
Did you girls show the boys how to do this right?
I guess.
We had Danielle's little brother.
You made the boys work a little bit?
Yeah.
Good.
We then went and had a fundraiser to raise money to use to in the garden. So we bought some stuff using the money from the fundraiser to get little decorations and stuff.
So the teachers must really be excited about what you did for them, right?
Yeah, we had a little grand opening party for the teachers and brought some snacks and showed them the courtyard around. And the fundraiser that we did was with some younger Girl Scouts and kind of showed them how we made some of the decorations in the garden, like stepping stones, like cement stepping stones, and flower pots.
And was Mrs. Play there? You know, her father used to sit right here. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Awesome, girls. I'll tell you, there's nothing like a council meeting when you get to honor the kids, because this is really what it's all about. They're the future here. You have these young ladies that took the time out of their busy schedules to, not only do they study, they work hard in school, but they're doing the extracurricular activities such as the Girl Scouts, and really, you know, builds up a lot of character for them. And I can't say enough, and it's really, for me, it's personal, because I taught 5th grade for many years in Asbury Park School District, and you know, we obviously didn't have the resources that they have here, especially when I went to school and the rest of us up here, maybe not Gita, but you know, we didn't really even have the internet, you know, so you guys have so many more resources today that it's absolutely fantastic at your fingertips. What you're able to do today is just absolutely amazing, and to be able to throw more things out there to help students improve themselves, and what you guys did to help teachers' lives in, you know, when they need some space to get away and grade papers. We truly thank you. So let's give these girls a round of applause. All right, moms, do we want to take some pictures of the girls? We'll all get around them. You guys can get ready now. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Very well spoken too. Girls. Yeah.
Okey-dokey.
I really thought you were. I really did. I wasn't pleased for
Okay, we're gonna do the ladies give a chance to step out, I guess, if they want. You're more than welcome to stay.
Hey, Dave. I was going to go 7.
Yeah? You would have lost.
Well, if you went over, yeah.
I felt it was over.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Senator's office? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Sure. When he comes in, we're going to do our consent agenda, and then when he comes in for public comments. So we have the our consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the Township Council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion on these items. If a discussion is desired on any item, the item may be considered separately. The purpose of this public portion is to solely ask questions to understand resolutions that appear on the agenda and is not an occasion for a public hearing on an ordinance. All questions not related to an item on the agenda should be asked during the public comments portion at the conclusion of the meeting. There will be a 3-minute limit, and you may be able to speak one time. So if you have any questions in regard to the consent agenda, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Oh, it's Margie.
Alex Hayes in Oakhurst. Can you just give more background on Resolution 1924-233, the 5 marijuana cannabis business licenses? Can you just give some background on why we're giving them a time extension, where we stand, what does the extension mean?
Dave, I can either answer or you can answer, whatever. You want me to go? So, the clerk received a request from the people that have been issued the approvals for the licenses in town. They are within construction, so they're giving reports updated to the clerk on a regular basis to let them know what their progress is. The reason why they're being extended, the reason why we limited it this time, is because when we originally approved 2 licenses several years ago, they dragged their feet and didn't get anywhere with it. So we needed some sort of stopgap here so that if they didn't have any progress, we would have been able to pull the plug on that and then potentially go out again. Okay. Any other questions on the consent agenda? Seeing here none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes on everything except Resolution 924-223F and Resolution 1924-233, all of them.
Roll call. Oh, what?
Yes, I have a, I'm fine with the consent agenda, well, except for Resolution 924-223, para A. I vote against that. Otherwise, I'm fine with the consent agenda on resolutions.
Okay.
Roll call.
Achara? Except for the ones that you have a conflict
Yeah, just
with?
that was the vote.
Yeah.
Okay. And Fisher?
Yes on everything.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
All except resolution.
One that you have?
Yeah.
Yes. And Napoltani?
Yes on everything. Vouchers in the amount of $9,457,027.60. Someone please offer.
I should have offered.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yep.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Ordinances up for adoption. Ordinance 2485, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 5 of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Ocean 1965 entitled Licenses, Section 5-6, Cannabis Business Licenses, subsection 5-16.5A, Transfer of Local Cannabis License, and subsection 5-16.8, Local Cannabis Licenses as Revocable Privilege.
I move to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2485.
Second.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance 2485, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing here none, do I have a motion to close public discussion on ordinance 2485?
I move to close public discussion on ordinance number 2485.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Action on ordinance 2485.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2485 and publish according to law.
Second.
Second.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Ordinance 2485 passes. Ordinance 2486, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 21 of the Comprehensive Land Development Ordinance of the Township of Ocean, Section 21-39A, CBO, Cannabis Business Overlay Zone.
I move to open the public hearing on ordinance 2486.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance 2486, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing here none, do I have a motion to close public discussion on ordinance 2486?
I move to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2486.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Ordinance 2486 passes. Ordinance 2487, which is an ordinance amending ordinance number 2338 entitled An Ordinance Fixing Salaries and Compensation of Certain Offices, Positions, and Employees in the Township of Ocean.
I move to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2487.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Napoltani?
Yes. Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance 2487, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
you just explain it a little more detail?
I'm gonna send that one over to Dave.
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse? Go ahead, Jesse.
I'm sorry. Oh,
2487.
2487. It was a housekeeping. It was a housekeeping. Let me just pull it. I know.
Yeah, you're right here.
They added a position. I think that was the one where they added.
There you go.
They added a public works supervisor.
So they just added, I thought it was fixing.
Positions, certain offices, positions, and employees. They're adding the position of public works supervisor.
So we're just adding one new position?
Yes.
And what is their salary? Is that public now?
Between 51,000 and 130,000. I have no idea what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to be heard? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close public discussion on ordinance 2487?
I move to close public discussion on ordinance 2487.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes. Action on ordinance 2487.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2487 and publish according to law.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes. Ordinance 2487 passes. Ordinance 2488, which is an ordinance amending and supplementing ordinance number 2343 entitled An Ordinance Amending the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Ocean 1965 relating to personnel, policies, practices, and procedures.
I move to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2488.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes. Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance 2488, please step up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. David Weiner, 1216 Walnut Avenue. On this ordinance, first of all, does these changes in policies and procedures have to be negotiated with the unions?
Dave does the
No.
negotiation, so
No, this is not union. This is the personnel policy procedure manual for the township.
Doesn't include the union employees?
They have separate CBAs, collective bargaining
I
agreements.
know, but it's respectfully, I'm a CBA
Yep.
president for 44 years. So, have they been made aware? You're saying it doesn't affect the unionized employees? I don't see how a policy, respectfully, how a policies and procedures manual for employees cannot include the unionized employees.
These are not affecting the union employees for
Can you
these
tell
actions
us what
here.
the changes are then?
It was a miscalculation. There was a miscalculation in the, somebody.
David, it
worked-
looks like it's only supervisory employees
Yeah.
on
There
the.
was a miscalculation in the hours and the days. It was.
So it was a
from what I
correction.
understand. It was, yeah, it was, instead of just changing it, we rescinded the other one, withdrew the other one, and just made the correction.
And one semi-related question, the time period to speak, it's 3 minutes?
On resolutions,
And what about on non-resolutions?
5 minutes.
Okay, so ordinances are 5.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anyone else wishing to be heard? Seeing here none, do I have a motion to close public discussion on ordinance 2488?
I move to close public discussion on ordinance 2488.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes. Action on ordinance 2488.
I move to adopt ordinance 2488 and publish according to law.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan? Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes. Ordinance 2488 passes. Introductions to ordinance number 2489, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 12 Traffic of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Ocean 1965, establishing a speed limit on a portion of Roosevelt Avenue. Someone please introduce ordinance 2489.
I move to introduce ordinance number 2489.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes, that ordinance will have its public hearing on January 9th, 2025. Ordinance 2490, which is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 16 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Ocean 1965, entitled Parks and Playgrounds, Section 16-5.2, Program Fees. Someone introduce ordinance 2490.
I move to introduce ordinance number 2490.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes, that too will have its public hearing on January 9th. Ordinance 2491, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 14 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Ocean 1965 entitled Swimming Pools, Section 14-10.3, Membership. Someone introduce Ordinance 2491.
I move to introduce ordinance number 2491.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes. That too will have its hearing on the 9th of January 2025. And Ordinance 2492, which is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 21, the Comprehensive Land Development Ordinance, Section 21-9A, Affordable Housing Development Fees. Someone please introduce Ordinance 2492.
I move to introduce ordinance number 2492.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Achara?
Yes.
Fisher?
Yes.
Kaplan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Naplatani?
Yes, that too will have its hearing on the 9th of January. Before we go to public comment, we have two special guests in the audience.
Three special guests.
Three? I didn't see the third one back there. We have.
Saying she's short?
No, I saw Assemblywoman Peter Paul, and I saw Assemblywoman and former Deputy Mayor
I know, that's why I said it.
Donlin, but I see Senator Gopal in the back, and I believe that they're here to honor the ladies. So, ladies, if you don't mind, I need you to come back up with the Senator and the Assemblywomen so that you can get honored by them. Portion. Here.
Sure.
Oh,
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
How you doing? Good to see you too.
Nice. Congratulations. It's okay. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. This is very special to honor Troop. I got to get this right. 6661, correct? And you have demonstrated the true spirit of leadership and service. We have the pleasure of honoring first Maya Williams, or not here, okay. Ava, okay, so Ava Tui, for your incredible project, Math in Action. And this is really incredible, very special. Recognizing the challenges that students face with math, performance, and the lack of access to in-person tutoring. You and your partner created a digital platform filled with videos, review games, and practice modules to help fifth graders succeed. For this project, Maya and Ava earned the Girl Scout Silver Award, the highest honor a cadet Girl Scout can achieve. Congratulations on that. This is Ava. She's not here. You want to take this? Okay, great. So next we're recognizing Elena Imbro, okay, and Layla Lipset. Very good. For their, and Danielle Dwyer, she's not here. Okay. They did this amazing Wayside Mindfulness Garden, which they designed a peaceful space for teachers to relax, recharge, and find a moment of calm. That is quite amazing, because sometimes they really need it. So their project speaks volumes about the importance of mental well-being, and like Maya and Ava, they have earned the Girl Scout Silver Award for their dedication and hard work. And we have proclamations for you.
New Jersey knows about these incredible young women and the projects that really made their community better. So congratulations on behalf of all of us.
Miles, want to take pictures? Yeah.
I'm gonna photobomb.
I could photobomb it. He's in. Look behind you.
And the senator and assemblywomen are going to stay up here as we honor Paige Comer as well. Paige, are you out here?
Yes.
The Assemblywoman Donlin was like, I got a lot tonight, but this woman, Paige, is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Comerford.
Comerford. Paige, you would think I would know that. I'm sorry, Paige.
She came all the way from Clemson.
Oh, now it's on. Okay, great.
Paige Comerford.
Yeah.
Yes, long time. It's been a very long time. Yeah, congratulations on this. Is a very, very special honor for Paige. And we're going to allow the Assemblywoman Donlin, do this honor because I've known Paige for quite some time. She was friendly with my son years and years ago, growing up together, and I remember him shooting over to your house in Wayside a long time ago. So it's great to see you again. Thanks for coming out here, and thank you, Senator and Assemblywoman, for honoring Paige tonight.
Absolutely. So first of all, it's great to be back. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Sure.
I miss you guys.
You're always welcome back.
It's Ocean Township. There's nothing like it, and it's really great to be here tonight to honor so many amazing individuals, both in the Girl Scouts, but also Paige, who grew up here. She's an Ocean Township native, and she's just done amazing things in her young life. And I'm so excited to see where you're going to go. So I was really excited to be here tonight. Her story reminds us of the power of resilience and creativity in the face of challenges. Paige Comerford, an Ocean Township native and a recent graduate of Clemson University, has accomplished so much. Inspired by her childhood friend, Maya Lynn Terry's courageous battle with cancer, Paige chose a career path that is dedicated to making a difference. She honored her friend by incorporating Maya's spirit into her new business, designing a logo that features a butterfly, a beautiful nod to the wings that Maya gained after her death. After facing her own challenges, Paige launched Pilates Social Clemson, bringing reformer Pilates, a low-impact, high-intensity workout to her college community. What started as a personal journey of healing became a platform to help others. She was recently recognized with the Rising Star Award by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Tonight, we are proud to recognize Paige and her achievement of the Rising Star Award, celebrating her achievements as a leader, innovator, and a role model. Paige, your story exemplifies strength, vision, and compassion. And we can't wait to see what you do next. And I have an inkling of where she's going to go. She's applied to medical school. She's waiting to hear back, and I have no doubt she's going to do phenomenal things in her career as a physician helping others. So congratulations tonight, Paige.
We're going to come down for this picture.
Disappointment.
A rough week.
Bye. Take care.
Yes.
That was really sweet.
They made a huge donation.
Huh? Yep.
Must be a doctor, huh? For her.
Okay, we're all set.
I can just hit start, right?
Looks like a month.
Hmm?
Left about 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yippers. Okay, it's going to be public portion comment time for the public. If you would like to be heard, you may step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Please note that there is a 5-minute limit. You may speak once, and make sure you state your name and address clearly for the record. So if there's any public comments germane to the Township of Ocean, you may step up to the mic now.
Blue
Red
light.
light, the red
No.
light.
Green light.
Red light's on.
Oh, there you go, it's green.
Test it. No, it's
There you
on.
go.
Thank you. David Weiner, 1216 Walnut Avenue. Regarding the replacement or plan to talk about replacing this structure, what, if any, professional entity has made that determination that the building is either unsafe or untenable to repair?
Good. Any other questions, David? While
Yeah, while I'm on that, how does that concept and then replacing building anew on an open space, those open space, I think you said it was 8 or 9
8 or 9 what?
open space plots in the town in lieu of the
David?
There's 6.
6.
6. I know it was numbers, didn't remember it. I'm old. So how does that comport with, one, the open space trust fund of the township and the expenditure of those funds, and Green Acres and any responsibilities the township has to Green Acres for those properties, if any? Have we accepted money for those properties from Green Acres?
Okay, Dave. Any other questions,
No,
Dave?
that's it on that too.
Okay. So we're gonna have a specific town hall meeting on the town hall at the end of January, on the 23rd of January. That's when we will have all the data together. We haven't even seen the report yet. We haven't seen the report that Remington Vernick prepared for the township.
But that was my question. Who prepared the report?
Remington Vernick, engineering
And
firm.
that was put out by RFP or bid?
We went out to RFP for engineering firms.
Okay. And what about the concept of the land? You want to discuss that in January as well?
Yeah, January as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
How am I gonna? My name is Alice Sharma. I live at 111 Sheridan Avenue, 117 Sheridan Avenue in the township. And I have an issue with my neighbor at 401. His property is flooding into my yard and going into my garage. I've been living there 38 years. This never happened before. Until he put the pool, I had the engineer come over, and he said that he knew about the flooding that he was having from his house, that he should have fixed that before he put the pool. But I don't know how they allowed him to open up and get a permit to build a pool if he should have fixed that flooding first. And the engineer tells me that he spoke to him, my neighbor, and he didn't do anything, and that I have to either take him to court or I have to build a trench for $6,000, and I'm really upset about that.
Any other questions, Ms. Shannon?
And the other thing I have to say is I'm living in my house for 38 years. My streets never got paved. I'm paying a lot of money. I go to like areas in Wayside where they're paying a third of what I'm paying, taxes, and they have beautiful paved streets and lighting. I'm paying $35,000 and I get nothing. My kids are not in school. I mean, what am I paying for? I got a neighbor who all of a sudden decided to put a pool, and his water is coming into my property and flooding my property. So I don't know how he got passed.
Okay, that one I'm gonna lob over to our manager as he oversees that department. This may be a matter he has to discuss with the engineer.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my card so you can talk to me tomorrow, because I'll need to pull in some people to speak with you.
This is our manager.
Okay, and as for the paving, we are increasing the road program in 2025 as we move into budget season, because we are a little behind in that, but we want to get caught up. So if you contact, when you contact Mr. Brown tomorrow, he'll be able to speak to the engineer to see where you are in the hopper there. No, you wouldn't be 100 if the road is that bad. Right. Our manager will check that out with.
When I come home, I have to go all the way around because I can't go so far.
Okay, well he'll check with the engineer and we'll find out where you are in the program. Thank you, Ms. Shama.
Dennis Howlett, 1638 Holbrook Street, and I'm glad about the announcement. I can't tell you how happy I am that the meadow has been removed from the list of potential sites for the new town hall. That is the main reason I came here, to find out if there's any information tonight on that, and that's really good to hear. I have 3 other things that are wildly unrelated. One of which is, in past years when I was here, I happened to hear some talk about dredging Snell Pond, and I'm interested in the status of that, because that's a beautiful area over there, particularly for potential. I believe there were 7 lots that were taken, and they're well maintained, they're mowed and everything, and I wonder, number one, why they need to be mowed if they're going to be left natural, and what is the status of Snell Pond? Is it going to be dredged? The second thing I have is there a restriction on balloon releases in Ocean Township, the ones that just fly away and wind up in Playa Park in the trees? That's the second thing. And the third thing is, last time I was here, I mentioned that I noticed there is a cat license in this town, which was a real surprise to me. Is there an ordinance about cats that run loose and are not licensed? Is there something that could be done about those cats? I know I don't want to take on the cat army. I don't have that kind of courage. But cats that are running loose without licenses are a danger to my bird friends and to themselves. Right. That's it.
Thank you, Dennis. Snell's Pond, we are having a meeting on, I believe, Tuesday the 17th with our Monmouth County Commissioner Director to work on several areas that we're working on to potentially dredge. That is private property over there. We're working on something with our DPW to see if we can use our new piece of equipment out there once we get approval from all the property owners over there. Right now we've had a little bit of difficulty getting in touch with each and every person there because they don't live there all year round, but we're working on that. And I believe Eric Aguilar, who lives over there, has been really contacting us about it, so we are working feverishly to get those signatures over there. As for balloon releases, you're not really supposed to release balloons. People do it anyway. We know the danger that it causes to the whales and any other such, animals and stuff. So we don't have an ordinance for that, but we would have to probably catch somebody doing it. But we don't have anything that really prohibits it, unless I don't know of a law, Marty. Potentially. And as for
Unaware of one.
As for the cats, we had an agenda item tonight where we re-up the Monmouth County SPCA. They are the ones that are in charge of capturing the cats that not necessarily tagged. I know for a fact because I did not have my collar on my cat several years ago and he got caught. And when they brought him over to the SPCA, he happened to be tagged inside. So they got him and they called me up and I was able to grab my cat back. So, but he had his license here, and they knew where he was. So, but he didn't have his collar on. So,
I made another aside comment about are there plans for the vacant lots on Brookside Avenue? Are they just going to be mowed and stay as?
no, they're Blue Acres. We can't do anything with them. Blue Acres funding. They were purchased similar to Green Acres.
Do they even need to be mowed? Are they mowed by the town?
I don't, does DPW take care? Yeah, DPW takes care of it.
Wouldn't it be just easier to leave them as?
That's that's up to DPW. They.
What's your point?
Yeah, he wants to know why we mow the lawn on the Blue Acres land that we have. Why don't we just let the grass grow? We have an ordinance in town that we're not supposed to have grass over a certain height, so we follow the ordinance.
Oh, as though we're a homeowner did have it?
Same as.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else wishing to be heard?
What happened to the podium? I had asked for, and maybe for the next meeting and going forward, if we could have more of a podium. We used to have one here in this room for meetings. So when people have papers or things they want to reference, it's easier. We're always fumbling here, and you are all sitting so nicely at your desks. But the public that make an effort to come here are not really given a comfortable way to get up here and speak. Anyway, I was told that we would have one tonight. That's the reason I'm bringing it up, and I saw when I was surprised to come in and not see it. Anyway, we're here tonight. Many came, at least the emails. Sometimes we've been talking about how to get more people here versus what's in the paper and it's online. But I think we had a lot of interaction with people, even though they all didn't show up tonight. We have more than I usually see here in the room. And so I think maybe we could email people about the meeting agendas the night before just to remind them. Building new versus renovating the interior of your current location will be the greater cost to taxpayers with this decision. I was very happy to hear that the meadow is off the table, but the fact that we still have some open space that is being considered as one of the locations is quite surprising to me and many that have been paying into an open space tax. The intention of the open space tax was to preserve any land that's non-developed, that has trees, that has wildlife, that has all of the good things that trees do for our planet. I was told at the November 14th meeting that we no longer have open space to purchase. So I asked, how are you spending our money now? But to know that you may be considering the very little bit of open space that the town owns to develop is surprising to me. Can you explain why is that on this list of 5 locations?
Any other questions?
I have a couple. Do you want me to just go
Sure.
down them and you'll be writing them down?
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of, do we even need to build a new building? Has there been an assessment that this building is not safe, that we cannot renovate this building? Because I've been involved in many retail renovations where we would block off a section at a time and everyone could work, everybody carried on, and we just worked within the space that was, available and renovated section at a time. And in my opinion, it would be much more cost effective to all of our taxes to do that versus building a new building that will have to have plumbing installed, piping, electric, water. I mean, all of this is going to be a tremendous cost in comparison to renovating this established building, which was built in 1955. The exterior of the building has a very mid-century modern look. I think that the interior of this building really could be gutted out section at a time and have a much more modern appearance. I mean, I go into a lot of new offices in New York right now, and because everyone's working on computers, not everybody needs a separate office. And what they're doing moving forward in a lot of the new buildings is just having separate conference rooms that everyone can use as needed. But they're not needing as much office space in that regard. So, I mean, there are things for you to consider because it's really affecting all of us. We have to pay for it. These are all decisions we rely on you to make for us, but it comes out of our pocket. And many of us right now, especially people that are in the senior years, have been working on a fixed income. And it's very hard to just, willy-nilly raise taxes and go, oh yeah, we're going to open a new store. We're going to open a new building. So anyway, I'd like you to really consider that in more detail. Another question came up about the building next door that used to be the Boy Scout. I know someone else owns it, but is there a possibility of buying that land and possibly moving the police station across the street from the municipal building, which would give you more room here to expand? So that's another question. Let's see. Anyway, everyone's here in the room tonight because we care about the community. I realize you're not going to have your meeting this evening about the new building, but I'd like you to answer some of my questions regardless, because it made a special effort to be here for that. And in closing, I would like to give my own shout out to Barbara Hudson, who kept many of us informed over the years. I will miss her friendship dearly. In fact, it was Barbara who first spotted, Mayor, she was the first one that spotted your note in the coaster that alerted all of us about the meadow, and she encouraged me to run. I am happy to read that Mr. Gopal, Donnellan, and Peter Paul are in line with the preservation of what limited open space is left in town, and that you are approving their request to move away from the meadow. So I'm sorry they couldn't be here for that little, thank you. They were busy. Okay.
Thank you. Right now, we don't have any decisions made. Very difficult for anybody up on the dais to even discuss it when we don't have the report in front of us, which none of us have right now. So again, that will be discussed in January, the reasons why a new building would be needed as opposed to renovating and things of that nature. It's not that anybody's trying to duck anything at this point, but what people are trying to do is have enough education on the matter so that we can speak, formally in front of the public. That's why we're going to wait. I would much rather have everyone up here prepared. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to be heard?
My name is Thomas Bush. I live at 1756 Raleigh Court East. There's a property that's for sale on Poplar. It's 1160 to, I believe, 1340.
Wait, what was that number again?
1160 to 1430. It's an open land. It's between Cotswell Circle and, I believe, Molly Court on the eastbound side.
Okay.
All right. It used to be a farmhouse. I was wondering if it would be impossibility to acquire that land and make it a walking trail for the communities that surround it.
Dave, we'd have to look into that. So Dave, our manager, will take a look at that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, so hopefully you guys can bear with me. That's why I'm wearing a mask. I have several questions, as I do.
Just for the record, could you state your name?
Oh, sorry, I thought I did that. See, not even thinking. Alex Hayes in Oakhurst. A couple of things before I get to the town hall. So today you discussed raising, I think it was, of the pool fees, and also doubling the 2-week summer rec program from $150 to $300, and you'll be discussing that at the next meeting. I think there are some things in this town that you do not need to make money on, and I know that the town pool has been losing money lately because they spent a lot of money upgrading it, but to raise it to like $400 or more for families, and then to double the 2-week town rec program is going to be a hardship for a lot of parents, and I saw nothing in the language that discussed possible allowances for those on free and reduced lunch. It's a lot of money to ask parents to go to $300 from $150 when they've been used to that for a couple of years. That's more of a statement, sorry. My question about drones is how many drones have been reported to the Ocean Police? I'm still not convinced that a town hall is even needed. I know this has been brought up. I'm a little confused why, Mayor, you say you're not ready to talk. I get it that this was not going to be the official meeting. But Mayor, you spoke to the coaster a few months ago and said that the town was ready to start building a new building at the Meadow. So I believe everybody has their own opinions. You all can think for yourselves. You can comment what some folks here are saying. I think it's a little bit rude on the taxpayers' time to not comment a little bit on what they're saying. I was wondering if you will seek a survey from residents, or will you announce that? How will you do community engagement about a proposed new town hall? I don't think we need a new one, for example. I think we should just rehab this one. And any new town hall is going to cost tens of millions of dollars. Tens. I would venture to say 50 million, and nobody's discussing how much that a new building would cost. So I hope that on the 23rd or whenever it is in January, there will be some true discussions about costs. And Mayor, twice you mentioned, you can look on people's Facebook posts or social media twice in this meeting, and you actually blocked me from your mayoral account. So
And put you back on.
no, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
So I'm wondering, with Mr. Arbus here, are council members allowed to block residents from their official accounts?
Well, I mean,
he
it's
just
not.
directed me to go to it. So
Yeah, I believe they are allowed to block residents. You can't block from the town page, but from the individual council person's page, yes, they can block a resident. It's subject to the Supreme Court case of Linke v. Freed, and that was a United States Supreme Court case a few years ago. Actually, just not even a few years ago, about 8 months ago.
I'll send you some other case law, and perhaps you can tell me your opinions on
Sure.
it. I think that's it. And I believe people can come up twice. I thought that the rules are you can speak for your 5 minutes, and then if all of the topics have been discussed and you want to talk about something else, you can come up a second time. I believe that's the rules of meetings. Thank you.
Rec program fees would be under the rec department, so I don't have any of the information on that as to how much the fees are going to be. The building, again, we will discuss that in January when we have more information. Again, I haven't read the report, haven't seen the report.
If I could interject.
Yes.
Renovation is one of the things on the table. So like a cost benefit analysis will be done by this independent party, and they will come back to us and say, hey, we're rank ordering the 6, and we think because of unable to do that or can't get this, this is how we're ranking, and they're going to justify to us what they're recommending, and then that's what's supposed to be sent in advance so that everybody can digest it, and then come with any further questions or comments before any type of decision. But a renovation of this building is under consideration.
And of course, if we were to go out to build a new town hall, everybody would have the opportunity to vote on it because it would go out for a referendum. There's no way we can spend that amount of money unless it goes out for a referendum. That's how it works.
And on the rec thing, there's a tax freeze. So for the senior citizens you had brought up, you were concerned about certain things, we have a tax freeze. I don't know what the age is. I don't see why not. Yeah, I brought it up.
I hear this talk about taxes. The answer that they all in unit, everybody's saying, a third go up, a third go down, a third stay the same. I'm a senior now. If I want to increase my taxes, I might increase it. I am the third, I think, that went up, right? Mine continue to go up. So when do I freeze it? Do I wait and see when my third goes down? I mean, this is the answer. A third go up, a third go down, a third stay the same. Mine continue to go up. So do I freeze it?
It's based on income. You can freeze it whenever you want if you're below the income threshold. That works through the state. If you are below the income threshold, if you meet the requirements, then that's when you can freeze it. We're going to have a separate discussion on that next week. I believe the 23rd.
Monday the 23rd.
Yeah, Monday the 23rd. We're going to have a whole.
And tax assessor
Yeah,
will be there.
tax assessor will be there. He'll be able to answer those questions. Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna have a separate meeting for that. 23rd. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to be heard?
Yes, as a 74-year-old senior, just for the record.
Identify yourself again.
I will. David Weiner, 1216.
David, can we see if anybody else wants to speak first?
I didn't see anybody.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't
No,
had.
there is a gentleman back there.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to defer.
Mm-hmm. Hmm?
My name is Michael Zemo. I live at 1101 Roselle Avenue. This on?
Yes.
Hello. I just want to reiterate on the talk about the municipal building. We're in a world now where recycling is a very important thing. And I think this building is strong enough to be recycled into modernized office buildings. And the police have many areas where they could take their force to. You have buildings all the way down on the north end of Ocean Township there. It used to be car lots down there. You have the Boy Scout camp over there. You also have the school on Logan Road. It's plenty of space there, parking, and they could just take the top off that building and build their nice new police force there. So I just want to say those are good ideas, and recycling is something that should be done in this town. Not just tear down some, trees and dig up some perfect land that it's a floodplain over there. That soaks in a lot of rainwater when we have heavy rain. Keeps Poplar Brook from overflowing, going down into Dow Avenue and flooding people down there. Also, I would like to speak about Roosevelt Avenue. I live there, and it's like a speedway every day there. Now, I've asked about this before. I know that you took the speed bumps off. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got going. Okay. And I've been there now for over 12 years. I've lived in Ocean Township for over 30 years. And we get the notices all the time about getting insurance on our sewers, pipes and everything. But this past summer, the truck traffic on Roosevelt Avenue was ridiculous. And I don't think a policeman in this town has stopped any trucks that are a dump truck with a trailer and an excavator on it is over 4 tons. And they were going up and down that road. And then we get a notice about our pipes and how we're in charge of that if something happens. I'd like to see the police do a little more aggressiveness, precaution on taking these trucks and checking them out. And I don't think they've checked a truck out on any streets in this town, maybe not since 1965. And it's a joke. Now, they can do that, and I don't see why they can't. I mean, a sign is up there, 4 tons. And I know these trucks that were going by would shake my house as they went by. So I'd like to see a little more aggressiveness on the police department and precaution so we don't have to pay high prices to have our pipes fixed. Those roads have been there for over 100 years. I've lived in this area for 74 years. I grew up in Deal, and I've seen the changes and everything in traffic, and the tonnage of trucks that were going up and down Roosevelt Avenue this summer was ridiculous. And I would like to see more aggressiveness on the police force, pulling people over and checking their credentials and making sure that the trucks are a legal weight and everything. Because I don't want to pay for my pipes to be fixed because they are, the trucks are going over the damn things. They're over 100 years old in the road. So I would like to see some action on that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will get that message to the chief. Anyone else wishing to be heard?
name is Gene Tate, West Elmhurst. Just one question, if the town
Gene,
hall
what's
is
the
to
last
be
name again?
Pardon me?
What's the last name again?
Tate. If the town hall is to be relocated, what would become of this property? What use would be it used for? And has there appraisal been made on the value of the property?
Again, no decisions have been made. We don't have the report. We will have all the information in January.
Okay. There's no discussion about what the value of the property is?
We haven't even gotten that far. We haven't decided anything. There's no decisions made.
How can you even propose how much it's going to cost if you don't know the value of the
We
property?
haven't even talked about cost. We haven't talked about size. We're in the preliminary stages of the discussion right now.
Okay.
Very, very infancy stage.
To answer an earlier question, Jackie, I think you asked about next door. Privately owned.
I know, but could we buy it if we wanted to expand it? Have we even considered it?
Doesn't want
That
to
I
sell
don't
it.
know.
Doesn't want to sell it.
Yeah.
You'd ask them.
I've asked. Doesn't want to sell it. It's his property.
What are they doing with it?
It's his property.
Who owns it?
You can look up the tax records. It's Danny Vitesh owns it. Vitesh. It's his property. He can do whatever he wants with it. Yeah. Well, can't do anything he wants, but but it is his office. It's an office in there.
Anyone else wishing to be heard, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address. Yep.
There's someone
Ms.
coming.
Shama, we already had you. Ms. Shama,
There's someone
I
coming.
have another late.
She's coming.
No, one time. Again, one time.
There's someone
Yes, she's coming up. Oh, no problem.
Melissa Stryker, 2301 Appleby Drive in Wanamassa. I have several issues that relate to the same problems people have been discussing here. Appleby Drive is supposed to be 25 miles an hour. Most of the time in the summer, I would say 2/3 of the cars on that road are going 40. We have the same thing with truck traffic all the time. I have requested a few years ago to have one of those 4-ton limit signs put there because people are, they're cutting off of 35 onto Logan and then cutting through Appleby, taking that down to Wickapecka and then going into Asbury Park that way or the other ways. It avoids 3 traffic lights, and all of these businesses have caught on to that, and they are using Appleby Drive as a cut through. And again, those pipes under the ground there are over 100 years old. My house is nearly 100 years old, and the extra weight of all these heavy trucks coming down there to go every place else just to avoid traffic lights. They avoid the one at Logan, they avoid the one at Sunset and Wickapecka, and they're cutting through that way. So that's a problem, all right? So I've brought this up several times, and not at a meeting here, but online, and nobody's done anything about it. The other thing that I would like to talk about is you're putting the cart before the horse about this whole town hall thing, because I have not seen one. Say you're thinking of talking about it. Well, paying businesses to evaluate properties when you have not even justified that this building is not viable to be renovated and fixed makes no sense to me. You've just spent like $28,000 of the taxpayers' money, and I'm also inquiring about the last notice that was in the coaster about blueprints. Every public notice is a mystery, and unless you want to come down here during working hours and ask for what is this all about, you can't tell by reading the public notices what's what. They're all in language that you people use, understand, talk about, but not that the common resident in this town understands. So what are the blueprints for? You're requesting blueprints for a property somewhere, but the town people don't know about it, and it was a $10,000 no bid contract given to someone. And I don't like the lack of transparency. You have to be a detective to find out what's going on here. So thank you for your time.
I'm not sure what blueprints we're talking about.
I'm not sure either. Without
Well,
seeing
the
the
notice
notice.
was
The
in the
map.
paper.
Blueprints?
Yes.
Okay, well,
I have no idea.
It's in the coaster. I brought it with me.
if you could, before the end of the night, before we get ready to go, if you could bring it to the manager, he'll take a look at it. Anyone else that hasn't been heard? Seeing here none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
A point of order. Is there or is there not an ability to speak twice? Is there preclusions to that?
One time.
One time.
Is that an ordinance?
Resolution.
It's a resolution.
Yes.
Which is the one that wasn't answered?
Why, considering that we have all put all this tax money into open space tax, why would you list our open space, the only open space we can control, as a possible location for development? Why would you do that?
Because by law, you can go to Green Acres and do it's already been purchased with Green Acres. It's in the Green Acres space, which means that in order for you to utilize that property, you would have to trade 3 other acres for 1.
I'm not talking about the meadow now, I'm talking about across the street, the undeveloped land that does have trees, that you explained to me at the last meeting, the township owns.
We do.
So why would we, since as a collective group, as a community, because we're paying taxes to preserve open space, the fact that the town owns that, why would you have listed it as one of the 5 locations for the surveyors to consider for development?
It's a recommendation of the engineers
What was it?
to have the spaces evaluated.
But that space is town owned, and we've been paying taxes to save
The-
open
the-
space. Why, you should have just said, you can't do that, it's open space, and all of the collected owns tax money.
Everything's being evaluated, and we obviously took the meadow off the list. And the manager also mentioned that he has 2 additional spaces that he will go over with us at some point after we review the study.
It's just that it's the open space we've been paying into to give that up, but it's so limited. It's very hard for me to wrap my mind around.
Right.
because it's
No, again, no decision's been made on it. I don't think anybody up here said we were gonna build on that space yet.
But it's supposed to be, we paid $23,000 to a non-biased company to come in and decide, but you gave them the places to look. Why didn't we were gonna be told
If they
that-
walked in this door right now,
Right.
that company, I wouldn't know who they are.
That doesn't-
You said unbiased, they're as unbiased as you get.
Them the location.
I didn't pick them.
Who did?
The manager picks them.
All right, so that's, he's working for the town, we're paying him, he's representing us.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
You have to look at every book.
It's gonna be a fun meeting in January.
That's why we'll have the professionals there doing it.